Welcome to Late Night Show.
Yay!
Nice to have you here. This is your first time on the Late Night Show.
It is the first time on the Late Night Show.
Well, I've only had like 6 guests, so. What do you think so far?
Well, Will Neff was your first guest.
Yeah,
What's
he
that
was.
about? Does that mean you like him better?
Yeah, I have a big crush on him, actually.
Well, okay, are we just gonna get into the drama now?
Yeah, what's the drama?
How about Ludwig saying that I'm an easy fight? Does he?
Well, oh, because I said, did you punch him in the face? Caroline, I think you really did yourself damage when you did that bow and arrow thing.
Okay.
I think it plays in everyone's head every time.
Well, that shouldn't be the only thing that people think of when it comes to my physical
Too late. I don't know what to tell you.
That was just a physics problem.
Yeah?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with my abilities. I'm going to the gym now, though, so let Ludwig know that.
Once.
I've gone 4 times.
Okay.
Okay, I can barely move.
I just know I called you the other day and you're like, first time going to the gym.
Are you about to air me out with how out of breath I was?
She was really out of breath.
The
Yeah, she was walking and she was panting. It's okay.
Oh my God, you're triggering me right now.
Why?
Because when I was in high school, I used to live right by this giant hill, and when I would practice for musical theater, I would run up this hill.
Singing?
And one time, this mean girl named Emily, who's like the rich mean girl in high school, drove by me in her convertible bug. And the next day at school, very loudly in front of a group of people, she's like, "Oh my God, Caroline, I saw you running yesterday. You looked like you were dying." She's like, "I was really worried about you." I'm like,
wow.
Look, I was training, okay? It wasn't just normal running. It was
sad.
I know.
That's mean. Where is she now?
It. She actually just got married.
Oh, I thought you were going to say died. Imagine.
What if I did? I'm like, she actually tragically died in her convertible bug.
Yeah, it crashed.
Karma's a bitch.
My bully in high school, she lives in a house her daddy bought her. So congratulations. And she's an elementary school teacher. So I guess she's doing great
knowing
things.
where you come from, daddy bought her, like, is she with her daddy?
Because she's Mormon. You think she's
I'm just trying to figure out all the lore.
Yeah, no. She's not with her
Like, daddy bought them a house?
No, daddy bought her a house.
Okay, daddy bought.
And she rubbed it in all of our faces. She got out of college and she like came home and she's like, "Do you guys want to come to my house?"
Ew.
I know.
Did you go?
Yeah, I went.
Is it really nice?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. And like none of us had houses because we were all babies.
Yeah, that's insane to have a house. She's probably so unhappy.
Yeah.
She probably hates her life.
Yeah. She actually looks like she's doing great. She has like a garden. It's growing
same with
really
Emily.
well. Yeah.
She looks like she's thriving.
Karma's not that big of a
family still has a ton of money.
JoJo says I should have known better, but
JoJo Siwa, talk about somebody who has literally zero charisma, but I still have a fascination with her because I think she's anti-charisma.
It's interesting because it's like watching a car perpetually crashing.
Yes.
But like, why are so many people in the audience? That's what I don't understand.
Who are they?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, anybody in chat, please identify if you are genuinely a JoJo Siwa fan, because we just need to know what's going on.
Because like, I see all these people posting videos at the JoJo Siwa show, and the crowd is full. Like, I realize she's showing up at a convenient spot, for sure. Like, she's at Pride.
Do you think they're all...
And she's the only one on stage,
I know.
so you have to watch.
Though,
but like,
I wonder if they're haters.
How are you not walking away? I would walk away.
They might be haters. They might be so obsessed with her, but in a hating
Someone
way.
said her tickets are free, but even if my tickets were free, I would not have that many people. So upsetting.
Maybe she pays extras?
Has anyone tried that yet?
I'm sure. We just don't know.
Okay, imagine this. Do a concert, pay everyone $5. You guys come show up for $5. We'll do anything for $5.
Anything.
And you're like, "Whoa,
Literally
let's go."
anything.
You act feral, and then you all post TikToks. You're like, "This was the craziest concert ever." Do I become famous?
Let's industry plant you.
Okay.
Yes.
What am I gonna sing? Should I steal JoJo Siwa songs and say I actually wrote them?
Well, they're already stolen songs, so
I'll double
just
steal
be
them.
double stolen.
I'll be like, "No, I actually wrote this," and I'll show proof that I wrote it 10 years ago.
Let's hear your version of Karma's a Bitch.
I'm nervous. I won't do it.
Karma's a bitch. That's all I know.
Better.
See, I know you know
Something in it I would have never around.
Wait, speaking of
Messed
music,
around. Freaked around. What did she say?
Speaking of music, did you know that the #1 song listened to during sex is Taylor Swift's Love Story? I don't care
Where did you get this fact? Who's filling out the survey?
I was reading this study. People who listen to music during sex reporting that Love Story by Taylor Swift is...
They had to have only interviewed Mormons. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't care how big of a Taylor Swift fan you are.
This was done in Utah.
That's a crazy... That's not a sex song.
That's crazy.
I don't understand.
Where did you get the study?
It was online.
Oh, so it's true.
It's true. She's apparently the 3rd most listened to artist in general during sex, which is kind of crazy.
That's weird.
Now I need to ask you.
If I were to listen...
Have you ever listened to Taylor Swift during sex?
I don't think so. I'll be honest. I don't really listen to music.
Nothing?
I think... Yeah, False God you could understand. Dress you could understand. There are some Taylor Swift songs that are a little sexier, but not that one.
It's a love story, baby, wanna say yes.
Ew.
Okay.
This is the interview portion
Okay.
of the
Let me get ready.
show.
I'm taking my shoes off.
Yeah,
I'm getting
cozy.
comfy.
It's
I don't know
the
why I
late
wore
night show.
jeans. I'm kind of mad.
Yeah, that's silly of you.
I rarely wear jeans. Why did I do that?
So #ask and it'll show up, and then we're gonna just choose questions and you're just gonna answer them. It's gonna be awesome.
You guys, ask me anything. AMA.
This is a fun one. Dream. I'll read them to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
My eyes are.
I'm sorry. No. Don't even try to be like, my eyes are younger.
No, that's not. I was just gonna say better. Everyone always compliments I have really good eyesight. That's all.
So do I. Let's
Okay.
do a test. What does it say on that monitor over there?
ATM software control.
Okay, I couldn't read that. So fine. You have better, younger
I didn't
eyes.
even say younger.
Fine.
I just said.
what you
Okay,
were
it's a competition and I won.
It is.
What's
Okay.
your dream Broadway role?
Velma Kelly in Chicago.
Oh, that was so quick. Really?
Yes. And all that jazz. Start the car. I know a whoopee spot. You should listen to that during sex. It's a good one.
I don't want to.
Well, the gin is cold, but the piano's hot.
I've never watched Chicago.
Just a noise. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
I want to be Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. But I think
Really?
I think I've aged out of it.
No, come
Oh my God,
on.
don't be mean to me.
Dorothy.
I want to be what I want to be. I've been
You
in,
want to be a 30-year-old Dorothy?
Yeah. I want to be the first 30-year-old Dorothy.
Hiya, kids.
Please. Yeah. Because I've been in Wizard of Oz 3 times in my life.
God.
I've never even gotten close to a main role.
What's the closest you've gotten?
I think the closest I got was a tree. It was bad, dude. I'm telling you. I lock up. I have a problem. That's part of why this year's Christmas concert I learned to dance, but then I watched it back and it was miserable.
No, it was great.
It was bad. I don't have any flow. I'm like a stiff. I'm the Tin Man. I don't know why I didn't get the Tin Man. You would think I would get the Tin Man.
If you only had a heart.
Yeah.
Man, okay. We've got goals.
We've got goals.
First 30-year-old Dorothy.
Yes.
On
Broadway.
Broadway.
I won't take anything less.
Man, I don't even know the last time they did Wizard of Oz on Broadway.
I'll be a female Evan Hansen. I'll be Emily Hansen.
Are you gonna wear the same wig?
Yeah. I'll wear pull up. Waving through the window.
You have to wear the wig.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I would
God.
do I'm too old for all the roles I want to play. If I want
Dream big.
Rent. I want to be
You wanna be Mimi?
Mimi, yeah.
I have to go. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, she's got great songs. I also love Fantine in Les Mis.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a
but you could
good
do that.
one.
You haven't aged out of that.
Yeah, I'd have to lose 100 pounds.
You'd have to just stop.
Do you know
eating.
that when Anne Hathaway was playing Fantine, she lost a bunch of weight for the role?
It's just crazy.
And then she
She's
just
already
kept
a size
going.
0. Oh, really?
And the director was like, you're gonna die.
Really?
And she went so method and wouldn't stop. And they're like, okay, let's not Daniel Day-Lewis this here because we still got to get through production. But yeah,
Oh my
but she won her
God.
Oscar for it, so.
How did she do it? Did she release the plan?
I think she just didn't eat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shocking.
What are your thoughts on Yoda?
Creepy Yoda?
Yeah, has he done anything to you?
Has Yoda always looked that creepy? Or is that specifically a creepy looking Yoda?
Specifically that one, for sure.
I feel as if his eyes are watching me everywhere I go.
Is he in your bedroom?
Fuck no.
Where is he?
He's in Will's stream room. Will's
Okay.
stream room is like the Misfits Island where everything gets put there. Like he'll come home, he'll buy some art or something, doesn't fit the vibe, goes into the stream room. All his toys, everything, all in the stream room. So it's just been building up now. And it's like, do you remember in E.T., the scene where they open the closet and E.T.'s face is hiding amongst all the
Stuffed animals?
The stuffed animals. That's what Yoda is like now because he's just in this mass of stuffed animals, but he's always watching.
Has he touched you? Be honest.
Not yet.
Oh, good. You're safe.
But I just feel like this is gonna be some goosebump shit where I wake up and he's sitting in a chair in my bedroom across from me.
Do you think he misses me?
Yeah, he looks
just
at me
wanted
and
a
he's
little
like,
Stockholm.
he's like, you're not QTCinderella, but I
Yeah.
guess you'll do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, when we were on the phone the other day, I did notice he perked up a little bit.
Really?
Yeah,
He heard?
He heard your voice.
He misses me. That's so nice. I like that. Introduce yourself. I should have done this beforehand.
Hi, I'm Caroline Kwan, and I love
No, this was good.
you. I love pop culture. I love film. I love random celebrity affair facts. I was an actor and writer. I almost said singer.
Because I'm a singer.
Because I'm a singer. An actor and writer, and worked in film production for about, how long have I been in LA? 8 years before I started streaming. So, well, I started streaming September 2022. So I was working in
So
the film
long.
industry. I'm almost at 2 years.
Weird.
It is weird.
You've done a lot in 2 years, though.
Feels like a lot. I felt like I just kind of exploded out the gates, like I was in a horse race and just didn't.
Horse
stop.
race.
I was
That's
a
what I
whore.
say.
I was in a whore race,
Yeah.
race to be the biggest whore. Do you want to know the stupidest thing about me? Every
Yeah.
single time I ask you to introduce myself, my brain just goes to, I'm a Libra, even though I don't follow astrology
That's
at all.
crazy.
I think I think I've lived in LA too long. It's
Yeah, we've got to get you out of here.
like,
That's insane.
I know,
response.
and I can't tell you anything about what that means.
Yeah,
But my instinct is to just start and end there.
that's crazy.
I don't know what's happened to me. I'm from Chicago.
That's why you want to be in Chicago?
I've just always loved Chicago, but yeah, it has a special place in my heart. And I love pasta.
Okay, no, this is going well. I'm finding the next question.
Get another question for me.
I'm getting another question. You are fumbling. What is your biggest movie guilty pleasure?
Probably any of the Child's Play movies.
What is that word?
Chucky.
Oh,
Chucky doll. Child's Play
Sorry.
or
I hate that it's called Child's Play.
Yeah, those
You
are.
like those?
Those are a guilty pleasure.
When was the first time you saw one?
Maybe high school?
And did it scare you at all?
No, Child's Play has not really ever been scary to me. It's really goofy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's shit that happens,
Yeah,
but
I've never watched one. I think
they're
it'd scare
silly.
me. What's your biggest film hot take?
Okay, I guess.
Here's mine. You want one to start with?
Yeah.
I think Interstellar is stupid.
Oh.
I think it's dumb. I think any movie that you have to leave the movie theater and be like, oh, what do you think that meant, is dumb.
You don't want to have a conversation
No,
at all musing on the
paid
film.
$5
Okay.
to go be entertained. I'm not leaving with a conversation. It's annoying.
Okay, I'll go along with that. I don't agree,
Okay.
but I would rather a film that is bad but doesn't take itself too seriously than a film that's not that great and takes itself seriously. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, okay. I just saw, this is on Netflix now, it's called A Family Affair, and it's a rom-com, which I don't normally like rom-coms, but I like it because it's so on the nose that it's funny.
Okay.
Like, you can laugh at it instead of just sit there and be like, goo, 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 goo.
Yeah. Like, if it's gonna be not a great movie, I wanna have fun.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Exactly. Here's another hot take about a recent film.
Okay.
I don't think Hitman's a very good movie, and I'm very disappointed that it's
Really?
a Richard
I haven't
Linklater
watched
film.
it.
I feel kind of crazy because it's one of those movies.
Is it about the video game?
No,
Oh.
it's based on a true story of this guy, Gary Johnson, who worked for the police as, he like would get people to hire him as a hitman.
Okay.
And then he would set them up and then, they'd be legally prosecuted for hiring a hitman. So it's loosely based on that, and then they fictionalized a bunch of it. But it's one of those movies that both critics, audience, and Twitter have been just praising.
Really?
About.
I'll have to watch it.
And I watched it, and I went, and I'm usually not one of these people who's like, yeah, I'm not like everyone else. I've got a contrarian take. I like to like movies that are well received.
Done. Yeah.
And I just thought it was really lacking. I thought that it was confused tonally, like just a lot of things about the movie. And that it's a Richard Linklater. But at the end of the day too, I went, this is still, it still has that Netflix movie feel.
Right.
Like it's Linklater, but it's a Netflix movie.
So watching movies with roommate Nick was something that was always so interesting to me because he loves like the art of making a film. Like he'll be like, "Did you notice that this was a continuous take?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I've had conversations with Nick about movies.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's interesting because I never get that way almost about anything, but like I could break down baking that way because I know so much. But I imagine you guys can break down film because you know so much. But I just like, you have to like know what to look for in order to break it down sometimes.
I think people, even within that, analyze film differently. So like Will and I, both film people, both do film nights on stream. He has a film degree. He has his master's in film. So the way he approaches film and how he does his film classes is a lot looking at like the elements of the film. So lighting, sound design, also theme, characterization, etc. I do some of that, but I'm very interested in the outside context too that the film was made in. So if we're watching a film that was set in 1980 and it deals with women's issues, like looking at what politically was happening at the time, societally, what was happening in society and how that informed, the audience's reception to the film, like what obstacles they faced, how was this film really important for its time and also its relevancy today. So like, because I love pop culture so much, that's my kind of angle of how I really focus on talking about film.
You sing. Would you ever? I've seen Foosley's been doing this.
Don't make
been
me
doing
sing.
This. Have you?
Oh, don't make me sing.
Would you release a song or an album or?
Gosh, I have seen as well that the girlies are doing music.
I just said that. I said Foosley.
I know. I'm
Lily.
Unlike you, I heard what you said.
Okay.
And I'm saying
you repeated it back to me.
That's
my bad. I'm sorry. I'm new to this. Listen, you make the job you want, not the job you're good at.
True.
Here we are.
Okay, would I release music? I don't know. I don't. It's weird because my whole life I've loved singing. But I've never felt a desire to put out music.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I have a few ideas. I already know which one you're gonna like, but I've been leaning towards summer concert this year, the theme being just like icons, and you have to go full legends, like you have to wear outfits and be crazy. If you would be an icon at a summer concert, who would you be?
Oh God, that is a tough question.
I know.
Well, on the one hand, I have my queens, I have my legends.
Okay.
But I vocally am not
You can't.
Like a Celine Dion.
Oh,
No way.
imagine.
Are you kidding me?
That
Power
would
of
be
Love?
sick.
Ain't no way. I'd drop that shit down 5 octaves.
Yeah.
Donna Summer. Love me
that'd be
some
fun.
Donna Summer.
Last Dance?
MacArthur Park, too, is...
Okay.
Like, I grew up singing that in the kitchen with my mom. Cher.
Okay.
Cher's so
You could do a
fun
whole
to
Cher.
do.
That'd be fun to see you in a Cher outfit. Ooh, Gaga. That's kind of a fun idea. Someone said Gaga.
Old Gaga, though. Gaga now is...
She's pissed at new Gaga.
I'm
doing Chapel Roan. Dibs. Dibs.
She's...
my new hero. I'm obsessed with her, actually.
Would you do Good Luck Babe, or would you do...
Pink Pony Club.
Oh.
Or Casual.
Okay.
But probably
You've
Pink
really
Pony
already
Club.
thought this
I've
through.
thought it through.
How crazy was it that, how crazy is it that people are trying to say she's an industry plant?
She's just not.
We just don't know what the word industry plant means
No,
anymore.
people
we
get
just
so
use that for
excited.
anybody who we didn't know of previously.
That we're jealous of, yeah.
Or,
Bitch, that is a Nepo
you're
baby.
a fucking industry
What?
plant.
Like,
Yeah, they're saying that about her.
people
They're
say-
saying that about Sabrina
Oh,
Carpenter.
Phoebe Bridgers, they said was a Nepo baby, and it's like,
What?
well, Sabrina Carpenter, bit of an industry plant, no?
She's been around.
She was
though.
a Disney baby. Disney babies get fucked.
Yeah, but industry plant to me is genuinely someone who does come out of nowhere.
Olivia
Who,
Rodrigo.
Hasn't been.
But Olivia Rodrigo is a Disney baby.
Olivia Rodrigo came from High School Musical,
Okay.
the show, where she
Right.
was singing on that show.
Yeah.
She's been singing for a very long time.
Right.
And then she put out Driver's License. That was
Right.
her first single she released. Went absolutely insane, nutty. And I don't think that she has industry parents, which is usually a big indicator of industry plans. So Gracie
Okay.
Abrams, for instance.
Isn't that Nepo baby?
Well, there's yes.
I'm learning what these terms mean.
Usually, a good indicator that someone is an industry plant is if one or both of their parents are blue names on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Oh, we got a lot of questions, you guys.
Everybody wants to know what happened to your BlumHouse movie.
First of all, I love that you pronounce it BlumHouse.
How's it said?
BlumHouse.
Oh.
BlumHouse. For a
BlumHouse.
second, I was like, BlumHouse? What is that? What happened to the BlumHouse movie? Okay, it is a long saga that I've told here and there, but essentially, Will and I, with our writing partner, a guy who used to work at BuzzFeed with, wrote a horror script, and it got a lot of attention, and we met with a bunch of producers and managers and agents, etc. It was shortly after Get Out had exploded and became, one of the biggest horror films of all time, and had gotten, all the attention it had gotten. So what happens in Hollywood is when something is popular, then everybody wants the next version of it.
Right.
And so even though my script is very different from Get Out, it was pegged as the Asian Get Out.
Oh.
So there was a lot of excitement around it, and then BlumHouse, I used my connections when I was working at Sony at the time, met with the BlumHouse people. They really loved the script and they wanted to make it. BlumHouse was they
do a bunch of horror
did
movies.
Get Out also.
Oh, okay.
So we had the film with the BlumHouse, and initially it was supposed to be co-produced, distributed by Amazon.
Okay.
And this was right as the pandemic was about to happen, but we
boy.
didn't know
Yeah.
that it was about to happen. We had just heard of this coronavirus.
Yeah.
And so I remember Will Henry and I were like, is this going to be a problem with the production? Because we were really moving forward.
Yeah.
And our team at WME was like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. Amazon was like, it's not a big deal. Well, yeah, it ended up being a big deal
Yeah.
because all of Hollywood shut down.
Yeah.
So the project was kind of at a standstill. And then when we resumed talking about moving forward with production, when things started to open up, what happened is that it had been greenlit by these executives at Amazon, and the head of Amazon Studios, her name is Jennifer Salke, got wind of the subject of this script that was going to be made, via Amazon Studios. She freaked out, killed the project.
Why?
Just yanked the cord. So I think, because I did some research after, the former head of Amazon was this guy, I can't remember his name. He was ousted for sexual harassment.
Okay.
He fled to China.
Oh.
And got involved in the art business there, which is pretty much dead on who the antagonist, the villain of my script was.
Oh.
So I don't know if it was simply a coincidence.
Oh.
Or if the new head of Amazon Studios found out what this script was that they were going to be making
and felt like it was too
whoa,
on the
we
nose.
can't do this.
Yeah.
Not a good look. Could have just been, I don't know. It could have been she thought it was just controversial for other reasons. But yeah, so that was dead. And then next, it was going to go to Epix. Do you know the streaming service Epix? So Epix was producing a slate of films with BlumHouse, and so our film was going to be one, and then similar thing happened. We were moving forward, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, this is a very long story. Like I said,
it's
it's
okay.
a long
That's
saga.
the point of this show.
Moving forward with it,
we
and then Epix had merged with another production company. It was like much more family friendly. And they found out what the script was about, and they were like, "Oh,
But it's
we
a
don't want to do
scary
this."
movie.
I guess it's because it deals with a topic that's not typical, typically shown in, or explored in horror. And then it went to, I'm trying to remember what the next. There's so much that's happened in it. I have to say, this is not a unique story, though.
Yeah, I
this
believe
is
that.
how difficult it is getting movies made in Hollywood. A lot of times, if you see a movie in theaters, aside from it being a franchise,
you got to know somebody,
reboot,
it sounds like.
It's probably something that's been worked on for 15, maybe 20 years.
Jeez,
10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Just takes a really long time. And so here's a good example. Sydney Sweeney, the film she did called Immaculate, remember the one that you were going to go to, but then you didn't go to?
Yeah.
That
She produced
film,
herself.
She produced the film, but that film 10 years ago was pitched to her, and she wanted to make it, but she was not the star that she is now. So she becomes this big star, and then gets back with the writer and director of Immaculate. And now that Sydney is really famous,
do whatever she says.
She came on as a producer and was able to get that movie made.
Wow.
So that's an example of how things are not linear at all. Anyway, to sum up the story on this script of mine, it just kept getting boom, boom, boom. Oh, this, Fox is interested. Oh, whatever, Netflix is interested. And then just kept running into roadblocks.
So now where is it?
Now we are talking with a producer. I don't want to give too many details because it's also one of those things where at this point, when you've had enough losses, when you've gone through it so many times, also
You
just
never get
you
your
don't really
hopes
put
up.
stock into anything. But we're looking at maybe making it overseas.
Oh, but there's still a chance that someday it could be made?
Yeah, I mean,
like it's not like
the thing
like someone
too,
didn't buy it and own it and now it's a problem, right?
Well, what happens is that people will option scripts, they'll buy scripts, but they only have them for a certain length of time depending on the contract. And then either if another studio or production company wants to make that movie, they can buy that script.
Right.
Or sometimes if the script then expires, if it's, again, depending on the contract, then the rights will revert back to the writer.
Right. Okay.
But what happened was with China Doll, that was still so new in my writing career, and it was one of those things where if I had decided to stick in screenwriting rather than go to streaming and try streaming out, then you just kind of put that on the back burner and you just keep taking meetings.
Right, and you just keep...
pitch ideas, you just keep going, and then if you, let's say something goes, you build up a name, you have credits, you have more power than you did before, then you take that other script back and go, hey, I actually have
Yeah. Oh my
a frustrating
gosh.
thing that I experienced for the first time when I was taking this specific script out is that I would take these meetings, people are like, oh my God, love your script, love your writing, love your voice, love the story, love everything. Do you have anything else?
Oh my gosh.
You'd be like, wait,
Wow.
why don't you just make this? Be like, oh, we love it so much, but we've got something kind of similar. It would hardly be similar.
Yeah, you're
or,
like, no way.
yeah, we're just, I don't know what it is, but that's just the way things go
Right
in
place,
this
right
business.
time, right person
Where
sees
people,
it.
you'll have a meeting over this specific script that they'll spend the first 20 minutes going on, oh my God, I love it so much, blah, blah, blah. I read it twice. And then they'll just be like, well, do you have anything else?
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's a tough biz.
Sounds awful. Well, I hope it gets made. This
said,
is
why
our
didn't I-
drama question.
Oh, someone said why I didn't watch
Which
it.
Twitch streamers do you hate?
Ooh.
Like you'd answer.
Everybody,
Answer it, be
because that means
serious.
more competition for me. Hate is a very strong word. I would say the ones who I would hate aren't on Twitch anymore.
What's that song? Hate is a strong word, but I really, really, really don't like you.
I don't know. Sabrina Carpenter?
No.
I'm just assuming.
Hate is a strong word, but I really, really, really don't like you. Plain white tees, that's what it is. There's no one that you don't hate.
No one that I don't hate?
There's no one that you don't hate. There's no one that you like. I hate...
I'm serious. The ones who I hate are not on.
Since you just started streaming 2 years ago, which is not that long, it feels long for sure.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. When I first started streaming, I had a hard time when I turned off the stream. I felt like people were watching me. I almost got this weird, like, I'd get like nervous. Like I remember having dreams of like having to reply to people in chat. What was your
Whoa.
first impression of streaming?
Well, I couldn't get any tech to work, and
Yeah.
nothing's changed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, I have figured a few things out. My first impression of streaming,
I mean, you were kind of exposed from a far distance too before you
Yeah.
pushed go live.
I think I was amazed. This sounds so stupid, but
Okay.
I was amazed at how people really responded in real time. And whenever anything happens, it's like you can see, even if you're not seeing, even if you're not watching the screen, you can tell that things change based on
How
the flow
fast?
of chat.
Yeah. You can also tell if you accidentally misspoke. You can also tell, like,
If something's going on that I didn't notice,
Yeah.
that I
there's a spider on the wall.
like whenever Will is shirtless in the background, and if I
Right.
don't notice him, oh well, I will because chat.
right.
So I don't know. My first impression was everything is really happening live.
Yeah.
And you learn in real time.
Yeah. It's little.
You learn mistakes in real time.
It's interesting. Definitely keeps you on your toes.
It does.
So I'm a funny girl, and sometimes I make jokes. And
Really?
yeah. And this is normally I wouldn't talk about this, but I think this is interesting right now. But I felt bad because I didn't mean any harm by this. Wubby called me ugly in a joking way, which is so fine with me, right? So I called. I think it's fine.
Was it like?
We're friends. He can call me.
What kind
he could
of
call me a
joke
rotten bitch. He just said QTCinderella, more like not QTCinderella.
Oh.
Fine, whatever.
Okay.
And so then
I thought you just went on stream and was like, QTCinderella is ugly.
I wish that'd be so funny. Regardless, I think it's hilarious, right? Like he could say much worse, and I would think it was funny.
Okay.
Because that's me,
Okay.
right? And Wubby and I can make those jokes about each other. So then I made a joke that I called Wubby chubby, because I think that's funny.
He has lost weight.
I know. He's
Yeah.
lost weight. I think regardless, I just think calling someone chubby is so funny. Like I think
It also rhymes with his name.
like being like, I love saying like, do you waddle your ass over here, your chubby little fingers, like to anybody of any size. I think it's funny. I think those are funny words that don't hold a lot of like seriousness in them. I really feel that way. However, I got a message today that someone sent me a message and like, Q, that made me really sad, and it made me feel so bad because I thought it was I thought it was just fun. I thought it was funny.
I think
It made me feel so bad.
I think the reality of Twitch is that whatever you say, if it's a joke, if it's a political statement, if it's reacting just to something, there you're not going to align with every person.
I know.
And it's tough because with stuff like that, you know, you don't want it. Look, if I'm standing on my morals on something and someone hates me for it, I don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care to make you feel better. But when it's something where someone feels personally hurt,
it just sucks because it's like not directed at, that's what the interesting thing about streaming. It's not directed at any of you. It's directed at someone who I know can take the joke.
But it's the close personal aspect.
Right, which is interesting.
Of streaming.
Like I could call you a bitch and I know you'll think that's funny, but there's someone in chat that is like, I relate a lot to Caroline, you know, like I really like her, like almost, you know, parasocial, and I call you a bitch and they'll think, oh my God, I'm just like Caroline, I must be a bitch. And it's like, whoa, I was never saying that. That wasn't about you. That was like, oh my gosh. And it's just like, it's like so sad.
Or it could be in the direction of like, this is where parasocialness can come in.
Yeah.
Where they think that there's something going on here. And so they read into the situation.
Right,
They're like,
right.
I don't really like Cutie calling Caroline a bitch.
Did you notice there's a weird power
dynamic?
dynamic?
That? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Wow.
I don't think I realized that initially when I started streaming. It is something that you learn as you go along in streaming.
It's so interesting.
As you learn these things, the more that you stream. And even still, you've been streaming for
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Will's been streaming for 5 years. And you guys have moments like this all the time.
Yeah.
Like he'll sometimes after a stream be like, whew, geez, I said something on chat, or like I made a joke, or I did this, and people were so mad at me.
Yeah.
And it's you still, with all the experience of streaming, because of it being real time, because of just the nature of what streaming is, you'll still be surprised or not know that something you said didn't sit.
I know.
Right.
It's just so funny because it's never the person it's directed at. Like it's never like, you know, even like sometimes like you, me, and Sam will be so mean to each other, and we all know we're joking, but then some people in chat will be like, wow, these girls are mean, and it's like, oh.
Like I remember with the when we were joking about Sam driving us to Olivia Rodrigo and buying us tickets, but not sitting with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were like, I feel as if they're really ganging up.
Which I would like to make it very clear.
Yes, we were.
I don't want to be seen in public with Sandwich. I would like to make that very clear, just so we're all on the same page. I don't want to be seen near her. How did you and Will meet? Nobody knows.
Everybody, I feel as if this story's been told
We
a million
don't know.
times. We met. See, I have to tell. Hassan is a part of this story, though.
Ew.
I know. Because I knew Hassan. Hassan and Will, besties.
How did you know Hassan? Did you ever hook up with Hassan?
No, but he came in one night wearing a Barack Obama shirt, and he was wearing one of his like dumb, I don't know, what were like the old merch he used to have or something like that.
He was looking dumb.
And I got in like a political argument with him.
That's crazy.
I can't even remember.
You didn't describe. You worked at a club.
I was working at a club. Hassan came in. We got in a political argument. Then I remember he did the whole, wow, I can't believe I can't believe I can have a conversation like this with someone in a nightclub. Just like dumb. And anyway, we would like
Fuck that guy. I've been saying that.
He and his homies would come into the club, and I knew them just from being weekly club rats.
Wow.
And then one night went over to say hi to them. I see Will. And I went to introduce myself. I didn't want to be rude because I was like, oh, I know. Because
you know
Alex,
you gotta get your
Hassan,
tips,
everybody
girl.
else. You think that they were paying?
I mean, I don't know. That's why. That's literally the only reason I would introduce myself.
Let them into the club?
I don't know. Why are you doing that? Why are you letting them in? I would do it for money.
They
That's
were
it.
friends. They were broke.
Okay. You're being nice.
They were like,
Couldn't be me.
They were, yeah. They
I'm
were
on that money
creepy
grind.
guys. So I wasn't gonna try to be like, okay, you want to come to this club, you have to buy
Okay.
bottles. So
You thought they were cute.
I mean, everybody was cute.
When you're in 20s,
When you're
everyone's cute.
when you're 24,
That's true. Everybody is
25,
cute. Yeah.
and you're in a nightclub in LA, literally everyone is cute.
Yeah, that's
Besides
fair.
the creepy guys who have to buy bottles.
Yeah, those guys have to buy bottles.
Those guys are not cute. And I saw Will. I did think Will was cute.
Okay.
But I also mostly was just
W.
not
Will.
wanting to be rude and introduce myself. And he goes, yeah, I know who you are.
Bitch. What the
I
hell?
know. He goes,
Okay.
we've met before. I said,
Oh.
okay, well, I'm actually really good with faces and names. I'm not one of those like, oh, I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
So I'm very good at it. If we met while I was running around the club one night, having to put out fires and deal with all the crazy shit that I had to deal with, then I probably didn't remember you, my guy.
Yeah.
Especially if you aren't a buyer that, I had to, here's your table, like,
Yeah.
what do you need? And then I said, but I'll remember you now.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
And then,
Then he fell in love.
no.
Oh. Oh.
Then we were friends.
Oh.
I remember I walked him out of the club that night because we had chatted the whole night.
Oh,
Walked him out.
someone wasn't doing their job, chatting the whole night.
Okay, chatted, and as I would be like, okay, wait, hold on, we got a code black over
Jeez.
the radio. I'll be right back. Oh my
Smoking
God,
on
wait.
the boss's
No, that
time.
night there actually was crazy shit because there was a guy at the club who was punching women.
That's awesome.
And Will was like,
That's so cool.
Will was like, is anyone gonna do anything? Like, where's your
You're
security?
like, yeah, I'm gonna dodge.
And
That's what I'm gonna do.
I had to run in there as I was calling for security. It was crazy. So that happened that night. But I walked him out of the club, and he goes, "I'd really like to be friends." And I said, "Great." And
Okay.
so we were friends, and I would
You
go
got your number
over.
that night?
I would go over to
Okay.
We were texting. I'd go over to his apartment because he
Okay.
lived pretty close by the clubs where I'd worked. I would go over there after working at like 3:30 in the morning, hang out. We would drink Miller Lite and smoke weed, which is
You're
something
not
we
like
have
the other girls.
never
Yeah.
done
That's awesome.
since we've dated.
Yeah.
Like that was strictly a thing that we did during this
The
short friends period.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Who were those people?
Yeah.
But we would drink Miller Lite, smoke weed, and then just talk.
Okay.
Like talked about a lot of things because, film, both of film, horror movies specifically, politics, etc. And then a couple months into friendship, I already knew he was in love with me.
Oh, really?
FYI.
Oh.
He tells me one night that it was the most awkward I've ever seen Will Neff.
Oh, really?
Most awkward. He is a man who's very good with words. He couldn't speak
Oh,
this night.
Drama.
I know. And I told him, I don't know. I know. And then he freaked out because he's like, oh my God, I just ruined the friendship. It's over.
Abort.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, no, we can be friends. And we didn't speak for a week. And throughout that week, I realized
You're like, wait, I love him.
I had feelings for him. And that he was just.
And then you
yeah.
smooched?
Well, I was on a date.
Oh. Oh.
I was on a date.
Oh.
And then right before the date progressed into smoochy smooch, I had an epiphany that I wanted to be with Will.
You're like, this guy that I'm with right now doesn't have enough freckles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough freckles.
Yeah.
And so I literally ran from the day. I said I had period problems.
This is a rom-com. Yeah.
I know. For someone who's not really into rom-coms, it is rom-com-y.
Yeah, it is.
But I said I'm having period issues.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic, always a good excuse. Ran out of there. It was
By the
close
way,
by.
just so all the men know, if a woman's ever, periods are really easy. We just lie for attention and say that they're shitty.
Oh, I tell Will every month, I'm like, do you know that cramps are the equivalent to
Getting kicked in the balls?
starting
Oh.
contractions?
Yeah.
He's like, yes, you tell me every month. Anyway,
That's actually
to
true, though.
wrap up this
For the
saga, I sprinted to his apartment because it was a few blocks from where I was on this date, and I knocked on his door, and then that was it.
And you made out? Was that the first time you kissed?
Yeah. Well, we did more than make out, but
Oh my.
yes, it was the first time.
She got pregnant.
I was an octomom that night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then
Wow. And it was pouring rain.
Story.
And Mariah Carey was on the radio.
And I had a boombox on my head. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow.
That's the story.
Do you miss the guy you were on the date with? Do you think about him? Where is he now?
He's actually killing it.
Oh.
He's like doing very well. He's become significantly more famous.
Who is he?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh.
He's a guy that I actually went to school with. I went to junior high.
Whoa.
My family moved away, and then I ran into him years later in LA my first week of living there.
That's crazy. Is he a director?
He's an actor. He's actually
Jacob Elordi.
He's
That's
actually
awesome.
Jacob Elordi.
That's crazy. She went on a date with Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
That's so
Man,
cool.
maybe I shouldn't have.
Wait, I do miss him. I miss him for you.
Jacob, I'm so sorry.
Jacob, I miss you.
Yeah, you know, that cum drinking bathtub scene in Saltburn really made me think of what could have been.
I could have drinking that.
That could have been me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the story though.
Yeah,
so
Jacob,
we didn't.
It was a really long period. I hope you're better now.
Finally over my period.
I feel good. I'm okay. It stopped.
It was a 7-year period.
But Will is watching this right now like, what the fuck?
But we're past it.
She's fine now.
But isn't that kind of funny that we never, like, we didn't date. There was no, do you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah.
There was none of that.
All of a sudden,
It was just.
you should ask him when you get home today if he'd be your boyfriend.
I should. I'd be like, wait,
Yeah.
are we boyfriend and
Wait,
girlfriend?
we need to like define this relationship.
Wait a sec. So what are we?
Yeah. No, I think
I
that's a
just
good idea.
realized we never established this.
Yeah. You gotta figure that out.
It's been almost 7 years.
Ooh.